And grab a seat there. So what are we doing today?
We're doing this.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
I think so.
Bring it back in. We're bringing retro back.
Right. Where should we put it?
I'll take that. So I'm going to put it up there so we can look over at it as we do the
Right.
work. I'll grab a couple of shots of you real quick here. Over the chair. Cool.
Should I take my jacket off?
You can if you want.
Might
If you're
be
gonna,
better.
we'll just hang it over there.
In case I get hot.
Yeah, it will. The sun's starting to beat in.
How long have you been here?
This location, we're in our 4th year now. And we used to be on Willow Street for a year. We were just a year down there, and then the same property management offered us this and we moved up here. Better for us because we like to be out of the way.
Okay, yeah.
We're not a mainstream salon. If we're in a busy area, we're just turning away walk-ins all day long.
Yeah.
So this is a better, this is just better for us all around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
We partly owned
Yeah.
have progressively bought more of the floors in that building across the road that's going to
That
be
one.
redone.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since the building has been cleared out and
Yeah.
like asbestos removed, getting ready for demolition, we've been parking our car there.
Oh yeah.
And so I walk past here every day. And like, but we've always frequented that building
Yeah.
for the last like at least 4 years.
Yeah.
And
you never really noticed us? No?
not until Christmas last year,
Yeah.
after we walked past the Christmas display.
Yeah.
And then I had been noticing like every day. as
This
I
may
walked
sound
past.
crazy,
Yeah.
but as a business owner, I like that.
Really?
Because we're not mainstream.
Yeah, okay.
We're word of mouth, known through our clientele base,
Okay, yeah.
referrals,
Yeah.
and I always say we're like a rave, we're hard to find.
Okay.
And I like it that way.
Yeah.
And I don't ever want to be mainstream.
Yeah.
No.
And there's something about the lighting as well that makes it
Yeah, we
a
do
little
have
bit
disco
obscured.
balls
Yeah.
in here. That just makes it all glittery at night as well when you're walking
Yeah.
past. Yeah. Yeah. So come on over, we'll wash your
Okay.
hair.
Yeah. And then I was talking to a woman at work
Yeah.
the other day about something about getting my hair cut, how I really it was time for me to get my hair cut and something
Yeah.
like that. And even their houses.
Even their houses.
Yeah. I was talking to a colleague from work the other day who
Yeah.
I thought was still living up in Waikanae,
Yeah.
having a Waikanae commuting to Wellington.
Yeah.
And she said they're not. They have got their flatting
Come on
and
over.
sitting out and they're Airbnb their house
Yep.
in Waikanae,
Yep.
like permanently.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. It's taken a long time though, the project.
Consents.
I think
Project
I don't
management.
think the consent is the problem. I
Yeah.
think the consent either has already come through or it's like in and the city council hasn't indicated any problem with it. I think it's with the construction,
Well, that's the next
locking
thing.
in the construction
Yeah.
company and agreeing on the price.
Yeah. Consents was the battle, and then you're getting into construction companies.
Yeah.
Construction's tough because they keep going bankrupt.
And the costs keep going up.
The costs keep going
Yeah.
up. I wouldn't get involved in construction in this country, but that's just me.
Really?
Yeah. You can. I mean, there's ways of making it work, but just the rules are so hard. And then the construction.
The building
companies
code.
And the building codes. And it's not the building codes. The building codes are no harder here than anybody else. It's just getting the consents But the biggest problem with this country compared to our country is that the councils are liable, which should never be that way. I've never heard that anywhere in the world. Like, if I build a house next to a river and the river floods and it takes away my house, that's my fault for building it there.
Yeah,
Now here, if someone builds a house on a river and the river floods, and that's council for approving you to build there, so when they prove it, they take the liability. That's wrong.
Yeah.
And if it was the other way around, like
Yeah.
my property, my thing, my liability, then you'd have the rules would be far better.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what the issue here is the liabilities. It's ACC driven, from ACC to councils. And then,
Yeah.
and a lot of the construction companies, when they mess up, they end up off the hook anyway. But we're a lawsuit nation. This isn't a lawsuit nation.
True. So you're from the States, are you?
Oh, Canada. But I've done,
okay.
I've done project management both US and Canada
Okay.
in the past, yeah.
Yeah.
So I know the way the rules
Yeah.
are there, here, both those countries and here.
Yeah.
And
Well, my partner would absolutely agree with you. He's French. He's a registered architect.
I'd met him
in
before.
France.
I'd
Have
met
you?
him
You've
before.
met Remy?
He had a
Oh,
haircut a
cool.
while ago, a long time ago.
Really?
I met him before because he was working in there before, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him
And
before.
he was like the last person
Yeah.
left in there working.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. Yeah,
We've
yeah.
still got plants to go and pick up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're allowed in the building still? Of course you're allowed
Yeah,
in the
we've
building
still got the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah. I think so, obviously.
Yeah. So start with your friend. We're gonna go. We'll do a little bit longer with it.
Yeah, he would talk for hours about everything that's wrong
Yeah.
in this country.
Yeah.
Construction and why.
Yep.
And he would probably spend a long time on the quality of the building code.
Well, that's that as well.
Yeah.
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 No, he's very smart.
Yeah, he is. He doesn't think he is, or he pretends he
No,
doesn't.
he's just less humble, but no, he's very smart.
Too smart for me. He
Yeah.
wrote a PhD, which I edited multiple times, and too much, way too much for me to understand. Too heavy,
Yeah.
too much theory. Oh, that's funny. He never told me that he had a haircut here.
It's so long ago.
I'm really pleased to hear he did though.
Yeah?
Because he cuts his own hair, and it's a terrible idea.
Ah!
He cuts his own hair. He's got clippers at home, and sometimes he'll get me to help him, like just fix up the back
Yeah.
and just shave his neck because there's a bit too much like hair or fluff or whatever still is growing out or whatever.
Yeah.
And he just shouldn't. He should go and get a haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I don't know why he doesn't. Actually, the last time I said to him, "Why don't you actually go and get a haircut?" He said it was because he didn't have time.
Yeah.
And now probably it's partly also because he's working all the way out in Mana now
Yeah.
that he can't be in that building anymore.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot really out.
There's nothing out in Mana. There's a couple of things, but not really.
There's a new barber in Titahi Bay I just saw yesterday.
Is there?
There's a new cafe that's opened
Oh, yeah?
just by the beach, so I was walking past and saw
Yeah.
yesterday, and she pointed out to me that there's a new barber next door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, cool. I can tell him that of course he's got time because it's only 2 minutes around the road, and
Yeah.
and he still comes into town from time to time.
Yeah.
He could still come here too.
Yeah.
He can't be that busy. And you've just got to make time for these. Actually, listen to me. What I haven't had a haircut for a year, so
Yeah.
you've just got to make time.
Yeah. I've had a haircut for you with the craziest one. I love it.
Well, I may as well make it fun, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Part of the reason I haven't had my haircut for such a long time, I think, is because I'm always like, well, what am I going to do?
Well,
I
that's
should
true.
just get a trim, and
Yeah.
it's just as boring as it was to start with.
No, it's true. But Wellington's so cool. You can do, we do stuff like that. You just rock it. I've got a few people with that haircut now, and they love it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of thing it backfires. It's like, why do I love this? I'm supposed to hate this haircut. It's like the haircut my mom made me get when I was like 12. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
She took me to Kmart and she bought me this awful outfit. And then she made me get this haircut. And then I went to school and they all made fun of me.
Oh, yeah.
It's that haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now it works today because you're bringing something back.
Mm.
I think when you look back on my school photo when I was in elementary school, I think 2/3 of that class had that haircut.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, at that time. Because my age. Because that would have been late 70s when I was in elementary school. I started high school in 86, so
Okay.
late 70s, early 80s, that's the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember having kind of that bowl sort of style, but much, much shorter.
Yeah.
And no one at school made fun of me, I don't
No,
think.
it
But
was
my
normal.
sister called me Boy
Oh, yeah.
for months. My nickname was Boy,
Yeah.
which was very, very upsetting to me
Yeah.
as an 11-year-old, you know,
Yep.
that very sensitive age.
Yeah. But we don't do that stuff with our kids anymore. My
No.
two daughters, they can pick their own haircuts. If they don't even want a haircut, they don't have to have a haircut. But my 6-year-old, she asks me for haircuts when it inspires her. She'll say, Daddy, I want a haircut tomorrow. And I'll say, okay, so you bring her in the shop. And I say, what do you want to do? And she'll tell you, bob.
Fun.
She asks for bobs. And then goes halfway down her back again, and when it gets halfway down her back, she'll ask for another bob. She likes it bobbed, but she likes it to grow as well. So, but she's 6, so she bobbed it when she was 4 the first time, and then it grew back halfway on her back,
Yeah.
and then just past November she bobbed it again, just before her 6th birthday.
Does it grow faster when they're younger? It
Their
probably
torso's
does,
only so
doesn't
big.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, they got
okay, yeah.
their torso's
yeah.
half the size, so to get
Even
to
if it
mid-back
doesn't actually
takes
grow
no time
faster,
at all.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not growing any faster. It's just their torso's half the size,
Yeah.
so it gets to
Proportion
mid-back
their
in
body.
no time.
Yeah.
And then I bobbed it in November, and already it's past her shoulders. So it's because it was up here now, it's already.
Yeah.
And then this week she says, "Can I get a bob again?" And I said, "If you want to." She's asking again for it, but it's not. It's still.
Do you think it's just that she likes the experience as well?
Maybe.
She just likes.
But also it gets long and tangles, and she hates that. And
Aye.
and then also I encourage her to brush her own hair in the morning and take care of it.
Uh-huh.
So she's
Just easier if it's
gets
shorter.
longer, and she
yeah.
just gets frustrated with it. And I think she likes the look of the bob. It's fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Makes her look smarter. She's an academic. She does well too, so you know
Yeah.
doesn't get it from me. But
My little boy, who's 5 now, hated getting his hair cut.
Yeah.
For years, he hated it. And I would have been very happy just to let it grow out. I thought
Yeah.
it was really awesome. Like curly and big and just shaggy and messy. I loved it. But Remy was always quite keen to have it, not necessarily really short and boyish, but
yeah,
for it not to grow long. So, yeah, we would take him to get his hair cut anyway. And he never liked it. Once or twice he maybe didn't hate it so much. But when we discovered that sending him off without us, with his big boy cousins,
yeah,
to have it done, worked,
yeah.
we've never looked back. But there's never been a problem since then. And I think it's just because he likes being with his cousins.
Yeah.
And they get their hair cut at the same time.
Yeah.
So they get their hair cut and then he gets his hair cut straight after them,
Yeah.
or at the same
That
time
works.
as possible. And he loves it.
Yeah.
He's like, cool, one of the
One of the
One
cool
of the big
kids.
boys, yeah.
And it builds their confidence and
Yeah.
their camaraderie.
It's
Yeah.
really cute. It's definitely time for a cut.
Mhm.
I've started finding actually recently that my hair gets caught between my teeth
Oh, yeah.
sometimes,
Yeah.
which I can't remember ever happening to me before in my whole
It's just
life.
it's longer than you've had it for a long time.
Must be.
I had a lady today, and this is the longest I'd seen it. I got a picture of it. It was there.
Whoa!
And she just, and it was, no, was
It must
what
be
got in here.
heavy.
But she cut it off to donate it, so she crops it. So now it's clippered up the back, around the ears, this long on top. So she went from there to, and when we cut the ponytail, it was 1 meter long.
Wow.
I'll show you a picture of it. But
To donate it to who? Like
they make
cancer
wigs.
wig
Yeah,
making
they
charity?
Make, and they make wigs. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, you can see it on here. So that's her ponytail that she cut.
Oh my goodness.
See, and then she's holding it up to the length where we cut it, and that's her little cute little short haircut that she just got.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then when you see a picture of her with her hair long, I took a picture of her. Well, you can see how you can see how long it was. Yeah, it was 1 meter long. That hair was 1 meter long, and well, the haircut was adorable.
Oh yeah.
That's when she came in. Yeah, you can see it's right to her knee.
What a pain.
Right to her knee. I don't think I've seen hair that long. And I sat her in a chair and look, it's almost to the floor. Yep.
Was it in like goodish condition?
Amazing condition.
Really?
Absolutely amazing.
Wow.
But her
That's
2-year-old.
Like a job.
2-year-old. That's what so when we're cutting it, she's a 2-year-old. Yeah, I don't need to say anymore. I got it right off the bat. My 2-year-old is you haven't finished that. You don't. It's coming off because she's got a 2-year-old. Yeah. But also to give it away, to donate it.
Yeah.
And she'd wanting to do it for a while. It was, it just now was the time.
Yeah.
And I don't think she'll ever go that back again.
To me, it just feels like a lot of work. Even my hair, as it was, felt like a lot of work.
Oh yeah, she was talking about all the things with it, and you won't miss it.
Yeah, and all the product, like just to wash it, just to keep it clean.
Yeah. Oh, she won't miss it.
No. The other thing, apart from not having had my hair cut for about a year, the other thing I've been struggling with for over a year is what product am I going to use? How do I cut my hair? I mean, how do I wash my hair?
Yeah.
Because I don't like I don't want to buy shampoo and conditioner anymore in bottles because it's plastic.
Well, we do.
I saw that, I saw that, which is awesome. I wish I'd seen it earlier.
You can bring any bottle, I don't care.
Yeah, because I have been using shampoo soap and
the bar.
yes, shampoo bars and conditioner, but they're just not.
We're bringing a new one in June.
A new
shampoo bar.
Really?
Yeah, it's a new formulated, and apparently, we'll try it. But they've said that they've cracked the problems with it, that they've really gone through.
Squeaky.
But that's what happens is someone else develop. Someone comes with the concept, it kind of works, and then someone else makes it better. So this is our supplier told us, heads up, it's coming, and we're cool. So of course we're going to be a launch customer when it comes, just to try it.
Yeah.
And if it's good,
very keen,
yeah. Because I did have a line of shampoo bars in here before, but I didn't reorder them because they weren't performing as expected, right?
Yeah.
But then we did the refill instead, so that was the direction we went with instead, which means we're doing something at least. But if we can get a bar, like if this bar turns out it works as they saying it is, but it's a German company developing it, and you know what Germans are like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're having high expectations.
Yeah.
Well, I had just made the decision to stop using. So I had the shampoo bars, and I also had tried this product called New Wash.
Yeah.
Which seemed great, but was super expensive, and also I was having to wash my hair every day because it wasn't. Yeah, it just wasn't deeply cleansed enough to go for a day without a wash. Yeah. And so I just made the decision. I'd ran out of the New Wash stuff, and I decided to give up on the shampoo bars. And I went and got Eco Store.
Oh yeah.
Shampoo and conditioner because someone told me there's a refill station at the Johnsonville New World, which is much more convenient for me. Yeah. But it wasn't until after I'd already done that I saw your sign.
Yeah.
I'm like, why aren't more salons doing that? Surely it's a thing.
Suppliers, if they don't go supplier, that brings it in. The key is to have those big,
what's the story with the suppliers?
Well,
are they not
they'll do 1 liter bottles, and when you're doing like a refill from a 1 liter bottle, it's not worth the impact's not really worth it. But if you're getting into 5-gallon bottles, then it's worth it to do it. But a lot of them don't bring the 5-gallon bottles into New Zealand because they bring in they don't bring in their full cataloging to New Zealand because it's, we're remote. So it's just harder to get things here. So I do get some 5-gallon stuff in here, but then, you bring them in and you order, and then they call and they say, well, we're not going to be getting any more, especially now with COVID because the distribution around the world is all broken as well. So the one supplier I was using, they just said that this will be the last order. I said, for how long? I said, probably indefinitely.
Oh, really?
Because global distribution, a lot of them are cutting back on, like a big 5-gallon thing
Yeah.
is the first thing you're going to cut,
Yeah.
right? Because the margins on them are not the same as the little bottles, right? You always make more money on the little bottles. The bigger it is, that's more expensive, but it's not per gallon or per milliliter. It's not turning. You're not making as much money. So, when you cut back on things, the big 5-gallon things are the first you're going to cut back on. You can still buy them in California, but they're not sending them over from California to over here. That's gone. But there are still some that come into New Zealand. So it's not entirely disappeared, but my challenge is always finding suppliers.
Yeah.
To bring it to New Zealand. We're remote.
It just feels to me like, apart from the shampoo bar thing, it feels like the hair industry has just been really, so many industries, I suppose, but the hair industry quite slow on the whole uptake and opportunity.
Yeah.
Like the fact that people care about their bottle.
Well, there's probably
packaging.
Aveda's the best one in the world for that kind of environmentally friendly product line, hair supplants, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't come to New Zealand. They're all over the world, but they're not in New Zealand.
Okay.
So, and there is stuff out there. Chi, who I use, they're also renowned for being good for the environment. So there are some companies like that.
Mm.
And the other ones are getting better. Some of the other ones are getting better. Where's your parting normally? Middle or to the side? Here or this
Slightly to the
side?
side.
Yeah.
Slightly,
That's what
very
we're gonna
slightly.
do, yeah.
Yeah.
So your fringe is slightly longer, which we wanted. We don't want it to be too scary with the haircut.
Okay, cool.
Kind of doing it. That's the inspiration, but we want to make it work. But that looks really cool, actually.
Yeah.
And this is if we did nothing. It actually looks good if you do nothing with it.
You mean no styling?
Yeah, like if you just did wash and wear.
Okay,
It works really
that's
well.
good. That suits me.
Yeah, that suits you.
Yeah.
I can do a mushroom blow dry if you want to try that. For
Yeah,
a photo? Oh, absolutely.
Can we try that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get a photo of it. Then after I can wash it out and we can just do, because you can see how it looks if you did a wash and wear.
Yeah.
It actually works really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's make a mushroom.
I think I quite like the mushroom.
Me too.
And if
You can go home
I'm-
with the mushroom today.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think, and I might style it. If I watch how you do
Yeah.
it carefully enough, I
Yeah.
might see if I
And
can.
then, it's really
Keep it
easy
up.
to do, but we got to do the plastic boost and hairspray.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You don't have to, but I'm going to.
Okay.
Ideally, you need
Yeah.
to, but you don't have to. You could put no hair product in at all. Just blow dry it with a round brush. You're still going to make it work.
Yeah.
But of course, this
It's
stuff.
not going to hold as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is the best. Like when we were young.
Yeah. 80s.
Yep.
Punk parties. Yeah. It smells nice.
Yeah,
it
it
smells
does.
like Weller actually.
Yeah, it is Weller, yeah.
It smells the same as I remember Weller.
Yeah.
Like smelling as a teenager.
Yep.
They seem to not necessarily disappear, but just be much, much lower profile these days than they were. When I was a kid, I remember Weller was really big.
Yeah.
I even remember that.
Probably.
It was that Rachel Hunter ad. Actually.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know the Rachel Hunter ad?
I don't remember because we would have different ads in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had an ad with Rachel Hunter just at the beginning of her modelling career.
Oh, yeah?
And where she said, you can tell, the song was the jingle, you can
Yeah.
tell her well a woman by the way she wears her
Oh, I've
hair.
never heard
You
it.
can tell her well a woman anywhere. And then there's a picture of Rachel Hunter.
That's cute.
Yeah.
We probably didn't have that one because every region does their own marketing. We would have something else. So everything forward like this.
Okay, yeah.
Everything forward and round, and as round as you can make it.
Yeah. at all. Do you have to do it in this like section by section way?
It's better, but if you can't do it, like at home, you're just going to push everything forward and make it as round.
Okay.
And because it's just comes down to ergonomics.
Okay, yeah.
The best one for the how to blow dry, that one I showed you. I think there's another page of it too, but she shows her step by step. That's an old advertisement. I'll see if I can find that, and I'll send that to you as well.
Okay, cool.
But she does have, that's an old shampoo ad from the 70s, and she had this, that's her haircut, and she shows the step by step. That girl is Dorothy Hamill, and she won the gold medal when she was 15 years old. She won the women's figure skating gold medal in 1976 in Innsbruck at the Olympics. So she's 15 years old when she won it, which is really young. So what happened was she had long hair when she was younger and she liked it, but of course figure skater, mom made her cut it short or whatever it was. So she has with this short haircuts, but not working. So before the Olympics, she writes this hairdresser in New York and says if he can cut her hair. So he stayed late one night, gave her the haircut, off she goes to the Olympics, which was that haircut, right?
And then she made it famous.
Yeah. And so her idea was like, if it's going to be short, I might as well get a good one.
Yeah.
And that's why she wrote this guy. And so he did that haircut for her. So she wins the gold medal in the Olympics, and then come all the shampoo endorsements, right? So now that haircut, you're signing these contracts, you can't change that hair. Yeah, you can't change that hair.
Funny.
And the next thing you know, all the moms in the world are taking their kids to the mall, and with that picture, but the difference is, when you look at her with that haircut, it's done by a world-renowned stylist, like a Japanese stylist in New York City. It's a great haircut.
Yeah.
But when you take that picture to the mall, they're doing a heavy version of it. They're not doing the same kind of haircut.
Yeah.
So they're just doing the cheap budget mall version of it. So everyone getting that haircut wasn't getting a match. So everyone expected, like, I had that haircut, but you didn't have that haircut. You had a heavier, cheaper version of that haircut. Where she had the expensive, I can't remember his name. Suka. His last name was Suka. But he was a great hairdresser. The world fell in love with her. Yeah, and she's on the cover of Time magazine with that haircut. And next thing you know, all the moms are like, booking appointments. I'll take you to the mall for a haircut.
And then she did the info piece about how to style it.
Yeah, that's one of the shampoo ads, right? Yeah, obviously they're paying her to do that.
Yeah.
She probably didn't want to keep the haircut, but you got the endorsement side. She's 15 years old, she just wants to grow her hair, right? She just wanted long hair. But like, that's what the thought was. Like, well, if I get a long hair, I might as well get a good one. And that's what she got. Then she got the gold medal, and then you're cursed. You can't change it.
Without causing a global controversy.
Well, if that's what the world wants to see, you know.
Yeah. I had a teenager come in one day and she looked at that and she put that one. And I'm like, it's kind of just there for novelty purposes. Yeah.
No, I want that one.
Yeah.
So we gave it to her and she's like, oh, I love it.
Yeah.
She's so funny. She cut her hair all off like that. She went to Wellington Girls, so all the girls with their long hair, and she said, that one. I said, are you kidding? She goes, oh no, do that one. And let's cook it on her.
This is the first time I've had a fringe, I think.
Never?
Over a decade.
Yeah,
No.
you've had it before, yeah.
No, I have had a fringe. The last fringe I had was not a good.
Yeah.
It was not a good idea.
Yeah.
And mine actually had been okay, but maybe it was with the wrong overall haircut or
maybe,
the
yeah.
wrong styling, whatever.
Yeah.
But I have wanted to have a fringe.
Yeah.
For a while. I've been thinking like, you know, I could probably do a different fringe and carry it off better.
Yeah. Well, this haircut is a haircut from the fringe everywhere.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So I've got some, just looking at her highlights and thinking
Yeah.
about colour,
Yeah.
I've got some henna
Yeah.
that I've had at home for a very long time
Yeah.
because I wanted to just go dark,
Right.
so to go darker. But I think I actually would like to go maybe just a bit richer in colour
Right.
and still have a few like highlights
The
as well.
problem if you do henna, you will never be able to put a highlight over
I
top
was
of
just
henna.
gonna, that was
Because
that's what I
it
was-
doesn't come out.
It
So
doesn't
if you do
come
henna,
out.
if you do henna, you're committed to henna. But if you do henna, and we try to put highlights over top of old henna, you don't get highlights. It's just the two don't mix with each other.
Chemically, okay.
Chemically,
Henna
don't mix with each
eventually
other.
washes
Yeah.
out though, doesn't
No.
it? Doesn't it?
No, because they have like metallic salts and additives in there which allow it to penetrate and to last longer. Which is, it's not the henna that doesn't work with our product line, it's the additives that doesn't work with our product lines because it does have additives.
Oh,
They
okay.
claim to be natural, but it does have additives.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why if someone says we have henna in my hair, I'm like, yeah, we're not touching your hair.
Ah.
Grow that out, cut that henna out, and then we'll touch your hair. We're not touching henna. So if you put henna in your hair and you came in for foils, no. No, we're not doing it. We can do darker over henna, that's about it, but it's not ideal.
No, especially not because you don't. I mean, you don't do highlights.
Yeah,
You don't darken
yeah.
highlights, do you?
So my advice, I would just, unless if you go down the road with henna, you're committed to henna forever, to be honest.
Well, unless you just grow it out.
Or unless you go out and cut it out, yeah. So, some people do henna forever and they like it. I'm not a fan of the look of it or the feel of it. I find it does dry hair out. And I'm not against it.
But it does give you a bit more body, doesn't it?
Yeah, but highlights in general will give you more volume as well because you're swelling the hair when you're putting the highlights in there. When you're making it lighter, you're swelling things. So, color in general, it does permanently change it.
And well, highlights is the same thing though, isn't it? Once you do highlights, you're committed to it. You have to let them grow out.
No,
You can't-
because you can change highlights back to darker again. There's, yeah.
Yeah,
Like I can get you back to natural again.
yeah. But only by using more colour,
Yeah.
not by
Yeah.
like fading out.
Yep.
Oh, so it's the ones from the supermarket, the rinses that actually do wash
Well, if
out.
you're using,
Yeah, so I could do a supermarket rinse, couldn't I?
well, if you're using L'Oreal, or you're using Schwarzkopf, or you're using even Garnier, that's compatible with us, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Because Garnier is actually L'Oreal. They make it.
So I could do a supermarket, like one of those supermarket rinses
Yeah.
for a base colour and then have some highlights put up over
Well,
the top.
I would just, if I was you, I was just going to be for foils. Foils on top, $80. That's all you need.
Not do the base
Don't
colour.
do base color at all. No, just cover too much foils.
Richer.
No.
The colour.
Yeah. Well, we can look at doing that too, but I would just do foils over top of what you got. This haircut's fun.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see how it will be.
Yeah.
Like just wash and
Yeah.
wear.
Because messy it looks good, but this blow dry on it, it's actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's more voluminous than hers. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cut this more for you. That's our inspiration, but we're gonna take it from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you put a L'Oreal or something Garnier or something short stuff in your hair, I could put clothes over top of that. Not a problem. If that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
But I could just do the whole one-stop shop for you. And then it's better. I can guarantee the results that way. I would just get me to do the whole thing.
Okay.
We'll give you a good price. We'll get you a good price.
Righty. Well, like I said, this henna, literally I've had it for, I think, over 2 years. I think I was
I
going
would
to
throw it
do
away
it
at
when
this
I was
point.
pregnant.
If you haven't been here for 2 years, it's a natural product. A natural product after 2 years is not.
would
It's
be.
sitting around. Yeah, no, I
Alright, I'll
I wouldn't be
try that.
using it at all.
Okay.
2 years, no. You just don't. And yeah, just stay away from the henna.
Okay.
Now the other thing about this is that's the forward shape like that, which is fine, but also you just can do this as well. And do you see, because I created that volume in it,
Yeah.
and you see how I'm pushing that back, how it completely transforms it?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I actually kind of
Okay.
like this
Which
better
is good
than.
for growing out.
Yeah, but that's, you can do it that way or you can do it this way. They're both good options. And the other thing I love with this haircut is even when you throw it behind your ears, you see how good that
Which
looks?
will probably end up being what I do
Yeah,
most of the time. To be
that's
honest.
fine too. So if you did a messy wash and wear and put over your ears, it actually looks good because it just ends up, the shape of it comes around through there. So you're seeing the versatility of the haircut. So it really isn't,
Okay.
there's a lot of versatility to it. So you can see that. Yeah, isn't that fun?
Yeah.
And then also for the dramatic effect, yeah, you can do
I
what-
do like
the forward.
Just the
I like the
fun.
forward.
Yeah.
Me too. And then I like a little bit of a split on that fringe. Like that's got a
Yeah.
little bit of a split on the fringe.
Yeah.
So this
Looks
is the
more
more
fun,
fun.
more casual,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is the one I would go with. Exactly that. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Yay.
And then we're going to grab some shots of it. Cool. And I'll do a quick blast of hair spray just so we,
Okay.
yeah. Cool.
All right.
Cool. Good. And pop in and see. Did you want to book something for color now, or did you want to just let me know? Let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you
I'll
know.
over. And call me if you have any questions with colors.
Yeah. Or more like I'll more likely pop in because that is.
You'll see me.
Just
Yeah.
I'll still
Yeah.
be parking there for a while.
That's right. You'll see me
Until-
anytime.
Yeah.
Cool.
Until they start tearing
Yeah.
everything down.
That's fun though.
Thank you.
Oh my god,
What's
you
your
should go.
name?
Matthew.
Matthew.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
Matthew.
You'll have fun with that. Yeah.
Okay. Yay.
Awesome.
See
Cool.
you.